Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Baby Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. It's already Wednesday. Oh man, time flies. Well, we're just trucking along here. I did some cleaning yesterday and got the dust stirred up. So of course my allergies have been kind of crazy. And rearranged my little area over here a little bit. I did quite a bit, but you can't really tell. There's a 12 cube organizer right here, and that was really jacked up and had a bunch of stuff that needed to be gone through and dealt with, and so I did all that. And then the floor was really bad and needed to be dealt with, and I dealt with that. And underneath this table, and yeah, so I did a lot, but not that y'all can really tell because it's all behind the scenes. And then I did get a rolling cart put where I was going to put one right there next to me, for my medications and stuff. I am going to I got another one over there that I got to pull over here and go through it and deal with what's on it now, because it's of course turned into a catch-all. And so I got to go through that, and then I'm probably going to put it right back here or in front of this other one where there's a box right now. Or I'll put it over here where this other little thing is. I don't know, but they're in the way where they were, so I'm trying to get things to where it's a little more functional in here, and less, people complaining when they walk through here. Because my room is the path to the back door, and that's where the dogs go in and out, and that's how you get to the backyard, or well, that's one of the ways you get to the backyard. Of course, now that I've had to block that gate with cinder blocks to keep Maggie from finding her way to the other part of the yard. If you want to the back of the yard, you got to go out the front door to the left and through the gate, and to get to the other part of the backyard. That's how you have to get to the other part of the backyard, because I'm not undoing them cinder blocks. Just not. I'm not undoing it. If they want it undone, they can undo it themselves. Yeah, that's how we roll around here. We don't make Mama undo any of that. No. And of course, I don't know how he did it. I really don't know how I'm not for sure how it happened. But Theodore, my senior dog, my almost 10-year-old pit bull mix, has got a gash right in the collar area in his neck, on the back of his neck. It's as dirty as this is his chain. And I know some of y'all are going, oh my God, he wears a choke chain. He's a pit bull. Okay. If you've ever owned a pit bull, you know that these are necessary if you were to control said pit bull. Okay, now this one needs to be washed because he's been wallowing around in the dirt and mud and what have you outside, so this needs to be washed. But I took it off of him because it was laying right across where he injured himself. But if y'all would say a little prayer for Theodore, even though I've got the wound cleaned up, and we give him a bath this morning, and the wound was pretty significant. I boiled it out a night or two ago. I laid him across my bed and played doctor and took some peroxide and boiled it out real good, and put this this medicated wound care cream with insect barrier It's for animals. It's for animals. It's not for people. I got it from the feed store quite a long time ago, but I've been using that. I used that on him a few times, for at nighttime, so that he could sleep without, and then he could go in and out without flies or anything messing with his wound. But when he woke up this morning, I was like, you need a bath, because let me tell you, short-haired dogs, they sweat. And he was rather smelly. So I ran some bath water for him and give him a good wash. And as I was bathing him, and I was gently, because I took some antibacterial soap that we had in the bathroom, and gently scrubbed the area where his wound was. And as I was doing that, the hair around it turned loose, and he lost all the hair around the wound, which is fine. It'll grow back. It happens sometimes, even because he has some skin issues involving the grass and and fleas. If I don't get him a flea pill in time, he'll get issues with fleas and lose some hair, but it always grows back. But so he's lost a spot about the wound is about this big. And so he lost all the hair around that wound. And that gave me a good view of what the wound looks like. Because I was a little concerned that maybe him and Maggie had gotten a little too rough with play. And maybe because they play bite. They don't actually bite each other, but they look like they're going to bite each other. They bite at the air around each other. They're play fighting. Unless you own dogs that do this, it's really hard to describe. But they play fight, and they bite the air around each other. They don't actually bite each other. They just bite the air around each other. And so one of the thoughts that crossed my mind as I was doctoring him is like, did maybe she get a little overzealous with the play fighting and nip him, But when I was bathing him this morning, and all the hair let loose, and I got a good look at the wound, there's 0 puncture marks on this wound. 0 puncture marks, none. So this is simply he ran up under something and skint himself. Just injured himself, that he just kind of, and there's some, I've got it kind of narrowed down how I think it happened, and it had nothing to do with Maggie. It's just some outdoor, there's some paneling, some really thick, heavy paneling that my landlord has leaned up against the house. And there's just the way it's leaned up against the house, there's this little gap right underneath it, just big enough for a dog. And I think Theo, and it's such a thick, heavy material that I think that he's ran up under it, and caught and got and somehow between the chain that usually sits right above, because this loosely lays on his neck, and until he's healed, I'm not going to put that back on him, because it'll rub on that wound. But and I think it must have hung him up, and he scraped up against them boards, them really thick. They're like the paneling is like this thick. And it's super, super, I don't know what it's made of, but it's really heavy. And it's hard. I can't even lift one of them. They're so heavy. And so whatever it is, but I think he tried to get in that little spot and just sheared himself and injured himself that way. That's the only place that I can figure out that he had to have done it at. And it happened so quick. But I know, I went and looked at him before I came, to do this, and and the redness is, I put some, cause this didn't seem to be doing the job, or at least not quick enough for Mama. So when we came back from the grocery store this afternoon, I put just this regular triple antibiotic ointment on it, and already the redness is gone. And he's starting to scab up, which is what you want on something like that. He's starting to get a good scab on there, and so he's going to be fine. because we know that I don't have vet bill money. And if it's something I can do here at home, that's what we're going to do. I don't run to the veterinarian every time they stub their toe. I just don't. So, this is doing better than, and when I bought this was like $13 or $14. $4. So you know what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to keep putting the triple antibiotic ointment on it because it worked within hours, and that didn't work overnight or the next day. So, yeah, funny that. But, yeah, I think my boy's going to be just fine, even though he's an old guy. Even though in people years, he's 70. Well, in dog years, he's 70. So we pick on him and call him the old man, old timer. Come on, old guy. Come on. We pick on him all the time. But he is much loved, our Theodore. So, yeah. Maggie didn't get a bath this morning, but Theodore did. Of course, she doesn't smell like he does either for some reason. They get a bath around the same time, but she doesn't. She has a doggy smell, but she didn't get ripe like he does. Strange how that happens. And I am going to show you some crochet now. Thank you for hanging out and listening to me talk about the dogs. I am finally to this point with Marsha's sweater. I got to do the extra rows now on both sides, but I'm 2 skeins in of the 6 skeins that she sent me with the scarfie. So I got to add rows, and I'm not sure how many. I just know how many inches that I need from under the armpit to the middle of the sweater on each side. I know how many inches I need there, which is about 10. So once I reach that, I know that I've gotten it as far as I need to get it, and then I'll do my sleeves, and then I'll connect them and do my length and trim work, and voila. But I did do something. You know, we talk about the good yarn. One of these days I'll do something with that yarn, the bougie yarn, the fancy yarn. Well, last year, I want to say it was last year, sweet, very sweet Katie over at Katie's Been Yarnified, she sent me some hand spun yarn, some gorgeous, glorious hand spun yarn. And I've been, every now and then, it's been residing in this lovely origami bag for all that time. It's been living in this bag in its hank form all that time. And I was like, what are you going to do with that yarn? What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? And then Blossom Crochet, I think that's the name of it. Let me look at this. Yes. And then Blossom Crochet came out with a tutorial a few days ago. Sorry. Maggie's threatening to knock over stuff on my table. Running. You can go out in a minute, Miss Lady. Sit down. Behave. Stop with the tail. See, she's, that helicopter tail is going to knock my stuff over. Anyway, so I knew that I wanted a scarf, a scarf, you know, because it's like 400 yards. Let me see here. She's got most of the information down on this little tag. It is, let's see, Katie's Been Yarnified. The colorway is called Autumn Rainbow. 100% merino wool, approximately 400 yards, double ply, and I'm going to show it to you. I got it caked up. Some of you that have been with me a while know what it looked like when it was in hank form. If you saw, go back and seen. But this is what it looks like in a cake, because I did in fact clear away to my I had to take care of Mount St. cardboard in the dining room. Those of you that have been around a while, you know what Mount St. cardboard looked like. It's the dining room is my storage area. I throw things. Yeah, I throw things in there. And when you get a bunch of cardboard boxes and you're not quite sure if you're going to throw that box away, it's a good box. You really hate to throw away a good box. So they just start stacking up. And so me being me, I name things. And Mount St. Cardboard just sounded like a good name to me. And when it gets to be about 10 boxes, that's what it looks like. It looks like a mountain. But we dismantled that earlier today. Johnny took a bunch of boxes and put them in the recycling. And that was dealt with. And then I got to my ball winder and my Swift. And look at that. Gorgeousness. Gorgeousness. Yes. Hard to believe that this is 400 yards. But this is a good size cake. It's a good size cake. Well, I'm going to link Blossom Crochet's tutorial. It's just a 1-row repeat. It's just a 1-row repeat. But I think it's going to make a very lovely scarf. She just put this tutorial out. It says 4 days ago. She's already got almost 10K views. So obviously it's a good tutorial. I don't know what her subscription count looks like, but it must be pretty high. But this is what we got going so far. It's very, very simple and very pretty. But I'm looking forward to seeing, because I'm going to go till I run out of yarn. And I'm using a 5mm hook. Now this, I should probably be using a 3.5 or a 4, but I'm me. And I'm a rebel. I'm a crochet rebel. And I'm using a 5. So, because this is roving, I would say it's probably a 2 to a 3 roving weight. It's very thin. But I'm not having a whole lot of trouble with working with it. Not a whole lot of trouble. Not with the 5. But I'm not going very fast either. So, or else I would be a whole lot further along. But I just started this late yesterday. So, but I think that's gorgeous. I'm going to pull that closer so y'all can see how beautiful that's going to be. That's going to be gorgeous. Gorgeous. And it's so squishy. So squishy. So, I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about having a nice, long, beautiful scarf. Very unique scarf. Very, very unique. One-of-a-kind scarf. Definitely one of a kind. And not many of us can say that. One of a kind. The yarn is one of a kind. And the scarf will definitely be one of a kind. And I feel very privileged that Katie was so generous. She worked with me on colors. She knew, I told her I like jewel tones. She went and looked for fiber that was jewel toned, and she, worked it up for me so generously. I will link her in the description. Katie's been yarnified. She has a little channel. She does videos sometimes. But I know she does do the spinning. I think she does take commission. If I'm not mistaken, I believe she does do commissions on the spinning. I don't know if she's doing that right now, but I know that I remember her saying that, someone had paid her to get fiber and make them some yarn. I know I've heard her say that before. So, I know she has done that. I don't know if she is currently doing that. She may be working a regular job and not be able to do that. I don't know. But obviously she's very good at it, and she makes beautiful yarn. And I loved on mine for as long as I could until I found the right tutorial for my scarf, which was kind of my plan with it. Once I got it and got to looking at it, I was thinking scarf all along, because of course it was just one hank. So there's not a whole lot of possibilities when you only have one hank of something. But, I think scarf is the way to go. Nice decorative, go with like colored things. And I do wear reds and turquoises and greens and those kind of colors anyway. So it's going to go with my kind of things anyway. And if it don't, I don't care. I don't dress for anyone but myself anyway. So I don't dress with anyone else in mind but myself. I dress to be comfortable. I dress to make myself feel good. That I don't dress for anyone's approval but myself. So I will, if it doesn't match what I have on, I really don't care. I'll be a weirdo out there, just being my weirdo self and enjoying wearing something that I made out of something very unique and one of a kind, and not caring what anyone else thinks about it. Because I'm 52 years old and I can do that. Yeah, because life is too short to worry about stuff like that. Worry about stuff you can control and not what you can't. You know, the rest of it, let God deal with it. Anyway, some good news. We found the cheap ground turkey at the grocery store. I don't know if y'all know, it's kind of hard to find. I know with the prices of everything. I mean, Walmart has been selling, they switched to the Genio ground turkey, which is like $4 a roll, you know, the little 1 pound rolls. But they also have this off brand. It starts with an F. I can't think, it's some Spanish name. But if you can find it, it's $1.97 a roll versus the almost $4 a roll of Genio. And today, me and Johnny was out grocery shopping, and we hit the jackpot. He said, Mom, the cheap ground turkey. I was like, the cheap ground turkey. You know, the things we get excited about. I almost felt like dancing a jig because we had been to the store looking for that stuff since we found it the first time. And when you're trying to save money and keep yourself fed, and you find the cheap ground turkey. And he said, we need more hamburger helper. And I'm like, okay. So we went and got the store brand hamburger helper. And then he's like, well, we need to mix it up. We need some chicken. And so we went over and got the cheapest chicken we could find. We like the chicken, boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And so we went and got some chicken thighs. And then he said, I need some vegetables. Because Johnny's eating healthy again. We're not buying the air fryer chicken anymore. So the pre-breaded chicken, we're not buying that anymore because I noticed that he started packing on the pounds eating that stuff, and it wasn't good for him. So I was like, we're not buying that stuff anymore. You're putting on too much weight, and I don't want that for him. I don't want that for him. So he said, well, just get me some chicken and some veggies, and I'll be fine. And so we kind of trade off. One night I'll make hamburger helper. The next night he'll make his baked chicken and vegetables. And that's what we do. And so we went over and got his vegetables and, stuff to make vegetables and baked chicken. And so we'll have vegetables and baked chicken one night and hamburger helper the next night. And, we just trade off back and forth. And that way nobody. And then, of course, we have nights where we just fend for ourselves and, he'll have a sandwich or hot dogs or something, and then I'll have pot pie. I've kind of taken a break from my Frito pies, my chili Frito pies. I've taken a little break from that because I think I got a little burnout on that. So I've taken a little break from that. You can eat something too frequently and too long. And then you just have to switch it up. And so that's what I've done. I've switched it up. But I got entirely too excited about that ground turkey, I think. The people around me were staring. And then when I bought 10 of them, they were like, I did. I bought 10 of them. Because I never know when I'll find it again. You don't know when you're going to find it again. So you just, just like the daggum dog food. The canned dog food. I like to get the dogs this chicken and rice loaf in the Old Roy, and it's $1 a can. It's $1 a can. And so because they have a dollar, they have a can of dog food each for dinner. That's what they have. And so, and it's been being $1 a can, but I only buy them the chicken and rice, or I get them the chicken and beef puppy canned food because it's better on their stomach. Theo has a tricky little stomach, and Maggie had that incident earlier this year where she was super sick, and so her stomach's been a little finicky too. So I try to, stick, keep with the same food all the time so that we don't have stomach trouble out of dogs. Because let me tell you, stomach trouble with dogs is not good. Not good. Because it's either one out of one end or the other. And I ain't trying to clean up that. So no. So we all about prevention around here. So yes, we stick with what they know. So yes, if they're gonna eat, if they have to eat some puppy canned food, they eat puppy canned food. So whenever they don't have the chicken and rice, they get the puppy chicken and beef. So I have to alternate depending on what's available at the store. But today we ran across the chicken and rice and went ahead and got whatever they had on the shelf, because there's something with the daggum supply chain going on. I know there's something going on with the supply chain, because it just seemed like that particular certain, I don't, y'all tell me in the comments, have y'all noticed that certain items at the grocery store are just harder to find than others? Like with the dog food, the chicken and rice dog food in the Old Roy, it has been harder to find. And then there's been other food items like the ground turkey, the cheaper ground turkey that I had trouble finding. And there's been other things that I can't think of right now. But there's been a couple of just smaller items that had just been really hard to find at the grocery store. And I'm like, what is up with that? So I just wonder if anyone else has experienced that at Walmart or any other store. The supply chain, because I don't really watch the news very much. I know that they're in the process of ending the government shutdown. I know that. I saw that on a news thing. So they're in the process of ending the government shutdown. Yay. That'd be great. That's going to be good for a lot of people. But it just seems like there's some sort of supply chain situation to where certain items are just not getting to the stores as frequently as they should, and they're not being able to keep up with demand on certain items. I just wondered if y'all are experiencing that too, and if y'all are experiencing that, what are the items that y'all are experiencing that at, and what part of the country? Not that I can do anything with the information. I'm just curious if anyone else is experiencing that same thing. Just for discussion purposes. I'm just curious. But anyway, so that's what's going on in my world. What's going on in your world? How do you like my shirt? This is one of the shirts that I got in the Roxy Happy Meal. Yep, it's plum colored. I really like it. It still had the tags on it. It was brand new. It's a 2X, but it fits real nice. It fits real slim. Yep, it goes good with my jeans. It worked real nice today. It sure did. I'm trying to go through my box, because I keep my clothes in a tote box. I go through it and say, what new adventure what new costume do I get to wear today? It's like a new clothes day, because I get to wear something different every day. It's so fun. Yeah, it's fun. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good evening. I hope y'all had fun watching, listen to me, whatever. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I have lost consistently lost subscribers left and right, and I don't know what's going on with that. So I know some of y'all just, you know, subscriptions are free. It does cost $0 to subscribe, FYI. I think maybe some people think it costs money to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to be a subscriber. Now, channel memberships start at 99 cents a month. If you want to support me and my channel, you know, with a channel membership, you can do that. They start at 99 cents a month. I do put out channel member only videos. I try to do it weekly, but I don't always get around to doing it weekly. And then sometimes I have giveaways for channel members. But the channel memberships are 99 cents and up. I think the highest is $9.99, but I only got a couple that high. But there's perks involved with being a channel member, of course. But, you know, like I said, subscriptions are free. They don't cost you anything. But they do help me out as far as when I have the higher my subscription count is, the better they pay me. So that just helps me. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me. So please subscribe. And of course, hit the little thumbs up button, please. The little like button, just hit that, please. I know that when you hit the like button, it also allows you to do the hype thing. So that would be nice too. I just, the hype thing is a very new YouTube thing. And so hyping out our videos is always appreciated, always. Because we're just trying, you know. This is how, you know, this little bit of money helps buy groceries for the latter part of the month. That's how a lot of us survive. So, FYI. And I'll try to keep these entertaining videos coming. How about that? And hopefully I'll have some more crochet business going on soon. I got some more sweater combinations floating around in my head. And I need to get back on to the gradient one. It's sitting over there looking at me. It's on the shelf right over here. But, yeah. We got Johnny's thing tomorrow. So I got to take him to Dayhab tomorrow. And then I'll come home and crochet while he's at Dayhab. But I hope y'all have a good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. And if y'all could say a little prayer for Theo to heal up quick, that'd be great. Have a good evening. I love you, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting on you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.